if she ever just like calm down for a second, it's like, I would love if you would go sit in the ladies' chair. Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Beautifully Nerding. I'm your host, Auntie Bri, and today we're not quite talking anime. I really wanted to watch another anime, but I just did not get around to it, but we're kind of in the same realm. Again, I just be scrolling Netflix. Hopefully something will jump out to me, and one did that I was a little skeptical about, but I'm glad I gave it a chance. And sometimes the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing, you really got to give it a chance. Cause based on the little teaser that was shown on Netflix, it did not seem like my jam. I sat down and watched the whole series. Didn't mean to, but I just kept going. I really enjoyed it. So this week I want to talk about Netflix's Bet. Now, Bet is based on a manga called Kakegurui, and the show is about this exclusive school called St. Dominic's, where all of these like elite teams from all over the globe, you know, like they vie for enrollment. Essentially, there's a lot of underground gambling that takes place, and that gambling determines where you are among the social hierarchy. So when this really talented gambler named Yumiko kind of just blows in out of nowhere, and she's like, you know, winning everything left and right, and, you know, everyone is just so enamored and like, who is this girl? It kind of, you know, shakes everything up within the school. People are either like vying to get her attention or vying to get her kicked out of the school. And it's a very simple concept, very interesting though. Like I said, I binge watched all 10 episodes. Didn't realize it was that many episodes, but I was like, well, we're at episode 6 now, so I might as well just go ahead and push through. So we have 4 main characters in the show. We have Yumiko, who is the main girl who is, again, coming in out of nowhere, but she is just like this gambling whiz kid. It doesn't even matter what game it is. Like, she literally plays for the love of it, and that is very dangerous for everyone else. This isn't just money for her. This is literally fun, and that's terrifying. We have Ryan, who immediately falls so deeply in love with Yumiko. I guess we gotta have the one fool who like literally will do any and everything for this girl. It's like, Ryan, baby, I need you to stand up. But he does have some really cool moments outside of just waiting for Yumiko to say jump. So I do like that he's not just so one-dimensional that it's just whatever Yumiko wants. We also have Mary, who is a member of the student council when we first meet her, but she ends up losing her spot, and she kind of becomes frenemies with our main crew. And then we have Michael, who is kind of like the loner kid who really doesn't want to be involved in any of this, but somehow he keeps getting roped in. Like, Yumiko just keeps being like, hey, I need your help, and he's just like, I guess. So the show follows Yumiko as she is trying to get more information on the Kakegurui club, because her parents were a part of that club when they went to school there, and she knows that a fellow member of this club is the one who murdered her parents when she was 6 years old. She is working to do everything she can to get into this school and get this information and get justice for her parents and get her revenge. But, you know, the investigation is kept very hush because she doesn't want people to know that she's a legacy, because that'll bring too much attention for her. So she comes in under her guardian's name so that, people don't connect the dots of who she is. And then she also has 0 social media presence, which for a teenager in 2025, that is almost unheard of. So either she literally knew that she was doing this and just never created social media, or she has somebody who is incredibly great at scrubbing the internet, because I don't know how you did that one, Buki, but good on you. And so Yumiko's plan is to like climb the social ladder and get into the student council so that she can go to this like end of year like retreat thing that they have, and find the person who did this heinous act that shaped her completely. But the president of the student council, Kira, is not going for this at all. So Kira is determined to be the head honcho of the school and prove to her dad that she is worthy of taking over his business. So pretty much her entire identity is wrapped up in being someone that her father can be like, I'm proud of. And that is dangerous as well. You want to have an identity outside of what other people want from you. And Kira does not have that. And I feel real bad for that baby. She got a lot of issues that if she ever just like calm down for a second, it's like, I would love if you would go sit in the lady's chair. Like, just go sit real quick, Buki. The school is simply a set piece. I don't think a single person ever went to class. There's a whole library that literally no one uses. Like, Michael and Yumiko are able to do some pretty dangerous and probably illegal things in the library. They'll talk about like going to class or came from class or I have to do a paper for class, but no one is ever in class. Like, they just say that so we occasionally remember that this is taking place at a school. There's no classes, there's no education. We don't even see a teacher, I don't think. Like, the one time I thought we were seeing a teacher, it was Kira's mom. I know the students run the school, but like, don't the teachers have to at least be here? And like, I know that's not the point. But like, we can't get one class. Like, but the main point of the show and the school is that the students are sent there to, try to become more cutthroat so they can take over their family businesses. The cutthroatedness is within all of the gambling that takes place within the school. And so like, you hear gambling, you might just think like, oh, like blackjack, poker, like that's there, but literally they gamble on everything. Like, they have the games, but they also have like DDR, and they have like random card games, random board games. Like, they have like multiple different decks of cards that all do different things. Like, this character Suki has a game called Icebreaker, and so like each of the cards that he has a different, like, I think they're like tarot cards, and they each have like a theme on them, so you have to ask a question based on that theme. Another character, Dory, she has a stack of playing cards, but all of those have different like challenges on them. So it's like, we'll play a dance game or we'll play a duel or something like that. Like, they literally gamble on everything, and it's not even just gambling on playing the games. It's like, how quickly do you think somebody's going to be out of the game? How will this person stay in the student council? Will this person be a house pet? Literally, they gamble on everything, because being up on that leaderboard is everything in the school. Like, that leaderboard is the hierarchy. The top 10 kids are the student council, and then everybody else, is making sure that they stay in the black. And then if you're in the red, you're a house pet. Technically, you're the house pet to the person you lost to, unless they say you're somebody else's house pet. But then also, it seems like other people can boss you around as well. So I'm not fully sure how the house petness of it all actually works. But essentially, you get bullied as a house pet. But I will say the show did take some getting used to. It is a very weird show, but it's quite fun. It has a lot of those like pop-ups and stuff that you'll see when people have started making like the anime and manga based stuff recently, where it's a lot of like attention grabbing. It's very Scott Pilgrim-y. And like, that part wasn't the weird part that got me. Like, the weird part, honestly, is Yumiko. Like, she was the weirdest character in all of it, because she was just terrifying. She would literally go from like being like super sultry and like, let me use my sex appeal, to immediately like super giddy and like bouncing off the walls because she won a game. And like, that like switch that happened instantaneously is terrifying. Like, I got whiplash watching it. So I just know, like, within the manga universe, like, folks are just like, what? Because even Mary sometimes, shout out to the black girl, because even she was like you're a little weird, ain't you? And I'm like, yeah, she is. I'm really glad somebody pointed it out. But in the first episode, like, Yumiko was way too sexual. I was very uncomfortable. I didn't like it. But by like halfway through the second episode, it wasn't that big of a deal. I wouldn't say I ignored her, because she is the main character. We're following her story. Yumiko's definitely not my favorite. But also, it took me a very long time to like Luffy, because I liked him in the live action, and then I watched the anime and I was like, I'm so glad I watched the live action first because I don't know if I would have stuck with this. Now I love Luffy. So, maybe I'll come around to Yumiko more so in season 2. But I will say that like the cast as a whole does such a good job. Like, I feel like everyone's like chemistry with each other. Everyone's interactions were phenomenal. I definitely feel like Kira is probably my favorite, but I just always have a soft spot for villains. A lot of times you can tell that somebody is a villain because of the actions of someone else. Kira's villainous comes from her daddy issues. I can understand that completely. I'm not for sure if anybody else has watched Bet. I don't know if it like just came out when I watched it. If you all have seen it, please let me know your thoughts down below. If you were thinking about watching it, go ahead and give this video a like so I can know there's some interest in it, because I'm kind of looking forward to season 2. I'm hoping there's going to be a season 2, so I'm going to need folks to watch it so I can get the next season. If you all have any recommendations for other shows or movies that I should watch, please make sure to leave them down below. Make sure to share this video with all of your friends. And I think with all of that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.